Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. I think the stream's starting up. Let's give that a quick test. Yes. Right. Hi guys. This is the first game we'll be getting into. Hi people who are watching on YouTube and hi people who are watching on the live stream. So we're getting into the first game here, the Origin versus Unicorns in Love game. Let's move it forward here to Champ Select, which is years away. Okay, so Origin starts off by banning the Rise, which is it's an okay ban. It's not something I'd ban personally. I think you can play around it too much to have to ban it, but I mean, it's up to them really. Gangplank, pretty standard ban, just a really strong pick, flex pick top or mid. Elise is an alright ban here. Again, I think you can play around it well enough with a Rek'Sai. But I mean, yeah, I think you can play around the Elise so much. I mean, Diamond Prox has done really well on the Elise. He's been very, very strong with that Elise. Lissandra, good flex pick ban, again, top or mid, just pretty standard ban on the red side. But yeah, Diamond Prox, he's played both his other games with Elise, so it's a good ban here. Alright, Kindred, again, really strong jungler, provides so much early pressure, does a lot of work. Double AD comp's very strong at the moment. Kindred's a part of the reason why. And the last ban is probably going to be a Lulu, because why would you leave Lulu up? Never should leave Lulu up. Lulu is the god. Come on Lulu, Lulu ban, do it. There we go, Lulu ban, I am a god. So that leaves the Tahm Kench open, which is a very bad play. Tahm Kench is immortal at the moment. Can't kill him, can't do anything. Really good first pick. Good frontline. Frontline comps are really strong at the moment. There's not much that can counter them. They're very strong. Okay, so if I was Unicorns in Love here, I'd answer with something that can get through front line to get to the back line. I'd pick picks such as what would I go for? I think AD carry'd have to go for something like, I mean the Corki's a good pick here. The Corki's very strong here at the moment, but that is not what I'd pick. I would not pick the Lee Sin. The Lee Sin, I mean, apart from providing early game pressure, it's going to fall off so hard, and seeing as the game's late game now, due to the amount of gold that's flying about, is you know, you're talking 20-25 minutes. Lee Sin just falls off even quicker than he used to, so his impact, especially against big front lines like this, you see the Rek'Sai and the Alistar come out along with a Tahm Kench, is pretty much impossible for this this lineup to get through now with the Corki. I mean, for this to happen, you'd have to put Corki into the mid lane as a flex pick, which then shows your mid lane pick. So you'd have to you'd then have to pick out something that can rip through a front line. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I guess fortunately for Origin, a lot of teams aren't playing anything that can rip through stuff. Either they're too late scaling for some players, or they just don't really seem to want to play certain picks that can, you know, slam these tanks into the nether. These are two good picks by Unicorns. The Trundle stops the Misfortune from coming through, and Shen is a good answer to Tahm Kench. He's just an inferior Tahm Kench at the moment. He does one or two things a little bit differently, but his map pressure's a bit better, but his general tankiness just is nowhere near. Alistar is also a good pickup, just makes Origin's lineup so strong. Kalista getting all the way through to the end. It's a really strong pickup, especially into Trundle, Shen, Lee Sin, Corki, due to their like, she can get through zone very quickly and she can dodge a lot of skill shots with her ridiculous passive. And if I remember correctly, the last pick here is a Cassiopeia. I personally wouldn't have gone for the Cassiopeia here. I think Cassiopeia is good, but the general ban pick and ban strategy for Unicorns has been leaving the mid lane until last for a flex. Not for a flex, for a counter pick, which is very risky, picking a Cassiopeia into a counter pick. I mean, they can't pick the Z due to the disengage and the Tahm Kench and things. but I mean, oops, sorry. I mean, I just wouldn't have picked the Cassiopeia here. I would have picked a Cassiopeia into something. Maybe they thought it was Corki mid. Maybe that's what they were going off the assumption of. I think it's an Ezreal that's picked up here, and Ezreal goes mid. I mean, Ezreal into Cassio. Ezreal mid is just not a good idea at the moment. It doesn't provide enough and doesn't give you enough wave clear. You need a lot of wave clear, especially if you're coming up against big tanks. Like, personally, I would have gone for maybe a Victor here, or a Lux even. I think Lux could have done quite well into this comp. And Lux is actually a lot stronger than people give it credit for at the moment. So there are our team comps. I'm going to skip it forward to the start of the game. So here we go, start of the game. So Origin, in my opinion, have a better draft here. They've got good tower pushing. They've got alright wave clear, but they've got a big front line, which Unicorns just aren't capable of dealing with here. Corki, mixed damage, mid-game spike. Ezreal, good at kiting with blue, but needs quite a lot of time to get there. And in the mid lane, I don't think he's going to get much time. I don't remember him getting much time, especially against, like, I mean, he does build a Blade of the Ruined King, but it's usually third item, which by that time, I mean, Rek'Sai, Alistar and Tahm Kench are just going to be out of control. At that point, you need something that does it first, which is why Kalista I actually think is a lot higher priority. Teams aren't putting enough priority on it. It's one of the last kind of AD carries to truly build Blade of the Ruined King, which is very strong. Into this heavy tank meta that can evolve here. I think the game is swinging a lot into these big tanks, and when the big tanks aren't up, it's going towards siege and poke and wave clear, which, I mean, again, Kalista's very good at those things, so I think people should put more priority focus on Kalista. So that's what Origin's looking to do. They're looking to be a big tanky front line into this, looking to get the Tahm Kench and Rek'Sai and Alistar to get tanky. They're the keystones. I don't agree with the Corki and Fervor of Battle, in my opinion. I think Precision's a lot better of a talent on him, and I think the Thunderlords is really good with his auto, with like a Q auto. But that's neither here nor there. So, right. So I mean, Origin is just looking to kind of get through the early phase a little bit, not lose too much. They do well in the 2v2, and they're just looking to kind of get to the late game, push some towers, because they've got better wave clear, and they've got better tower pressure, and there's no way that Unicorns can kill their front line mid to late game. Unicorns of Love are really looking to get this Lee Sin snowballing, and to get the Corki and the Ezreal to siege up towers. That's really the win conditions. They're looking for the Shen to play split push with a 4-1 into the mid lane, with Trundle creating zoning around towers, and Lee Sin just providing some disengages along with that. The only problem with that is Diamondprox isn't really a tanky player. He's not really a supporty player. He's more of a playmaker. So he's going to go full DPS Lee Sin, or at least Bruiser Lee Sin, which isn't the best for trying to just sit there and drag and kick people away. Both teams have pretty good engage. Lee Sin, Shen, Trundle. I mean, it's not bad. Trundle's better as secondary engage, but it's still not terrible. It's still pretty good. Tahm Kench, Alistar, or Tahm Kench again secondary, unless he gets some miracle flash Q off. Rek'Sai's good engage. Cassiopeia ult flash. Kalista ult, Alistar. All good engages. Both teams have good engage. The only really worrying point is just Unicorn's lack of wave clear. I would have personally put Corki into this mid lane, and just had something that could rip through tanks in the bot lane, and lane swap it away. Because you need something that can deal with this Tahm Kench. You just need something, because he is immortal unless you build Bork and something else and go into mid game. So I mean, getting that Tahm Kench, it's a good draft by Origin to get the Tahm Kench. It pretty much secures victories. He's a very strong pick at the moment. So looking at what they're doing around the map, top lane's just farming, bot lane's just farming, mid's just farming. They've started to get a slight lead here. Okay, this is the dive here that happens. It's really good start to the kill, but I think a lot of people seem to think it's miscommunication, but I really think there that he actually gets creep blocked on the creeps that were here. You see how he kind of dance forward and back, and this is I like personally I don't actually think that was a communication error. I think he was looking to go in for the last Q or the auto to kill the Shen, but I really think he just got creep blocked. So that's a bit unfortunate. So Diamond Prox gets ahead here. I don't know if it's good or bad that the Lee Sin actually gets the kills. I think Shen would have actually been better in this instance to get the kills, but you know, you can't really help that. So Lee Sin's going to get ahead, get some items, look to snowball the game off that. Unfortunately, there's nowhere really to snowball. Ezreal's pretty... yeah, he's pretty unsnowbally, and then on top of that, Corki's like, once he has his Triforce and his Essence Reaver, he's kind of done. Like, he's just going to look to push towers with his Sheen procs and his amazing like kind of magic damage on towers. While Shen, you can't really snowball and you can't really kill the Tam Kench that easily. So I mean, it's okay the Lee Sin getting ahead, but the problem with this Lee Sin pick in general is there's nowhere to snowball and there's nothing to snowball into. Like, it's not like you're snowballing a Vayne to blow up like everything, or it's not like you're snowballing a Misfortune to go siege towers down with. So I really don't agree with the Lee Sin pick at all. I just think like Lee Sin at the moment, he's in like, I think he's a bit overvalued just because the early games, so like the meta's so early focused. I think Lee at the moment is very kind of, he's just in a bit of a bad spot because he doesn't really provide much in terms of siege, and that's really kind of where the kind of tower pushing and such, and that's really where the meta's kind of thing. I mean, he can get someone ahead, but I mean, Rek'Sai and Elise are just better picks in my opinion for that whole thing. I think Rek'Sai is very strong at the moment. She gives a lot of vision early game, which you can scout and counter gank very easily with. I think here Amazing does a very good job with the Rek'Sai. He gets some good deep vision down to protect the Tam Kench because he knows that that Diamond Prox is now going to look to snowball top even harder, and he just gets some good counter jungling, thinking that Lee Sin will probably go and counter jungle him. I think that's a very good use of his time. So Kallista's looking here to get her Bork and her Runans probably before they start fighting, but you never know. I can't even remember really what much happened in this game. I watched it and I thought it was a very good game. I thought it was a very well executed game, and it's the reason why I'm analysing it. So in the 2v2 here, Kalista, Alistar have the advantage because Kallista's a ridiculously stupidly broken champion. There's Lee Sin getting his red buff. And that's Rek'Sai getting her red buff. Wow, that's some interesting stuff there. People who do this game for the thing. Oh, he misses the pink ward. That's unfortunate. Always burrow into that bush. Always, always. So Amazing's looking here for a gank or at least some deep vision, so we can scout out when they do their blue and try and take it away. It's good trading here by Tam Kench. Unbench that Kench. I mean, Tam Kench can just scale harder than Shen. Shen's got a better early game, but Tam Kench just, you have to kill him twice, basically, with that grey health. It's pretty amazing. This is really smart and something that a lot of teams don't do. If you know your enemies are focusing the top side of the map, if you take an early dragon, dragon's actually worth a lot of gold that people don't really realise. Dragon's actually worth around like 1,000 plus gold per kill for the first buff, giving 6% bonus AD and AP due to the inherent gold value of your base AD and AP. Like, I think it's something silly like from like level 1 it's even worth to get in terms of gold value instead of a turret. Like, it's really strong. So by getting that, they A, deny it from unicorns who'll want that a lot more for tower pushing, and B, it also gets them ahead secretly in fights. Like, it's a very hidden gold. So they look to take away they use the Lee Sin early power here to get the blue buff away from Cassiopeia, which is actually quite big. But Cassiopeia's just banked and got a tier, so she's actually in quite a strong position to not really care about that at the moment, because she can just keep shoving Ezreal in. Ezreal's having a real problem here, trying to deal with this Cassiopeia shove. This is a really good ward here. If you want to learn when to put that ward is fantastic. Look how much that sees. That's a really great ward. That's a happy little ward. So this is the power of Rek'Sai here. She puts a ward here, and she's just trying to. She knows that he's probably going to come up for a gank, or they've kind of got this, like, they know that the bot lane's gone, which means they're going to come top side for this kind of traditional sort of Korean style gank with the package. This is what the Koreans are doing at the moment with Corki. They're trying to stay out of vision and come in with the package to get a top lane snowball. And they see him, and they do the smart thing by moving the support up here, and then they just murder the Lee Sin. They absolutely murder him and get everyone some gold. But importantly, it goes on the Tam Kench, and then the Shen gets killed here, I think. Yeah, Cassiopeia gets involved in the action as well, which means that's more gold for the mid lane. The snowball's even harder. Yeah, see, there's you just can't do anything. He's like, I really think scaling mid laners are very bad in the current meta. Like Ryze and Ezreal and things. Like Cassiopeia's okay, but it's another reason, like, I still don't think the scaling mid lane is okay. I mean, if you're going for a double threat comp with trying to burst for a front line, there aren't many better mid laners than Cassiopeia. But I just think that, like, the scaling's too hard at the moment. Like, you can't do it. I mean, Cassiopeia only has one scaling item, so that's okay, and then goes for some combat stats. As you can see, she's got her boots, she slithers about, she's got some AP and a tier. But like, the blue Ezreal is too easy for this team to itemize against. It's half magic damage from Corki, which is annoying, but, like, I mean, you just buy a locket on your Rek'Sai and everything's good. Like, it's pretty fine. So yeah, Shen's kind of falling out the game here. They've really not made any plays across the map to involve this Shen, which is pretty bad. Like, you pick a Shen for the map pressure, it gives you bot side, so you can TP bot side with your jungler making a gank, or your mid laner roaming. The mid laner can't roam, and the jungler's been sat top side the whole game. So it's pretty bad. This is a really nice play on Alistar here. And they knock him in, and then he pops his ult, and he's now unkillable. But then the TP from Shen comes in. It's a really good TP from Shen. But the flank comes in too hard from the Tam Kench and the Rek'Sai, just to delay everyone. It's a really good rotation by Origin. Really good rotations, really good map play, really good vision to set them up. It's just a really good game. They did make the mistake in top side, but they kind of recovered from it quite well by not allowing the Lee Sin to snowball anything. So they're just looking to take the top tower here, and once you get the top tower here, you've either got one of two options. You can either pressure the mid because you've got the bot, you've got the side lane control, or you look to shove the towers in by moving your vision up into the enemy jungle and using a split push. I believe they go for the second option, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember that much. So, I mean, Ezreal is still scaling here. It's just Cassiopeia's roamed, got a kill and an assist because she can just shove the Ezreal in and scale harder than he can. So I think the Ezreal here was a really bad decision. And there's Rek'Sai for you, scouting out things. And they take away the Ezreal's blue buff, so this is kind of the Ezreal now done. He can't get in any of these fights now, and he's even bought an Iceborne Gauntlet as his first item. And there's Rek'Sai doing Rek'Sai things, defending towers from across the map. So Ezreal's now completely out of the game. He has to scale too hard, and now he's put his scaling behind by going for the Frost Glove instead of the Manamune with the Manamune. he would have been able to wave clear harder. He would have been able to think, because the Frost Glove kind of depends on the Mana Moné's kind of damage to do stuff, because it has quite low base damage. Like, Ezreal doesn't have much AD, so he's actually not really got an AD item here. He's just looking to kind of kite a bit more, but you should be looking to wave clear here and defend your mid tower, so it's pretty bad to do this. He should have gone for the Mana Moné. He could have cleared the wave there, everything could have been alright, and the Mana Moné will still get scaling off the Sheen, so it's better to go Mana Moné than to go for the Frost Glove. It's a bit of a misplay here. Trundle pillars defending pink wards. So they're just putting so much vision in Unicorn's jungle here that they can't really like rotate around to come and defend these towers, and the Kalista like push is just ridiculous here. Even with the Corki, like, they can't really do much in terms, and the Kalista can just hop away. Like, it's just the innate power of Kalista. She's a really, really overpowered pick, in my opinion. And if your team can play her, she should be being played like at every opportunity. She has okay wave clear. She has like damage to tanks. She's probably like the best AD carry in my opinion, along with Corki and who's the other one that I rate really highly? Misfortune. I think they're the three. Like Lucian's probably like the best, but Lucian is like one of these picks where he's really good on like blue side or red side depending. You kind of just want to pick it safely if you just don't really care about your bot lane. I want them to do a bit of everything, but like Corki, Kalista, and what's the other pick I said? Corki, Kalista, and what was the other one? I don't remember. Corki, Kalista, not Lucian. It's Mimir. I don't remember. It'll come back to me. But anyway, those three are the top, and then you've got Lucian at the top because of his thing. But I mean like there are other picks that can work, like Ezreal can work, but I mean it's more kind of about like playing around the Ezreal and then having wave clear in the mid lane to help the Ezreal, or getting ahead. Like, I think a lot of these team comps that have been played, especially in EU, have been helped a lot by one team snowballing and their weaknesses not being exposed. So people saying like, oh, you know, this team comp was really good and they played it really well. Well, no, they just got ahead and then their weaknesses weren't found out a lot of the time. Like a lot of lack of wave clear coming through. I don't think people are really realising actually how good Siege is at the moment and how important wave clear is. I think picks like Lux and Vel'Koz and Victor should be coming out more. They just provide you with this kind of this fallback option where, okay, we lost out in top lane a bit, we can just kind of press E on Victor and everything will be fine for another 10 minutes. We can scale with tanks and a Kalista. Like, I think people are really kind of underestimating that kind of thing. Here we go. This is what I mean about Unicorn's thing. They can't really do much into the tower. They have to burn a lot to kind of, and then Tam Kench is immortal, but they can't really do much. And then they'll take the Rift Herald here to help push towers. Who do they give it over to? They give it to the Kalista. It's going to be a split push Kalista, which is really good into the Shen. She can dodge around a lot of his shit. So looking to scale, but this warding here is really good into the top side, protecting this Kalista a lot. I saw this in one of the NA games earlier. Like, they were split pushing a Jax or something, and they just no wards whatsoever. It's just NA's just an absolute clown fiesta. Never watch NA if you want to get better at this game. That's a miss Shen taunt. If that hit, that was a dead Kalista. Right, okay, so Origin really need to get this, they're going to look to split push a little bit with the Kalista, but they really need to get this mid thing down. Like, this is what's holding kind of the game for Unicorns. The second this goes down, their gold lead will just be so much bigger. Like, they have to go after this. Yeah, they have to give it off to Ezreal, so the tower goes down. It's a really good rotation to do that with the Tam Kench ult. I think they used to get that. It's a really good use, and now like there's not much the Ezreal can do. He's still just scaling, and he still doesn't have any AD, which is a real problem for trying to clear these waves. I think when they took the blue buff off the Ezreal, that was kind of when the game was done. He couldn't wave clear, he couldn't do shit. It was kind of done at that point. And there's so much vision in the top side, the whole team has to wait bot side, which just gives the Kalista free reign to, with her Runans now completed, to just wave clear top and just keep the push up, keep the map pressure up. So, I mean, if I was Unicorns here, what you need to try and do is you need to try and get this amazing godlike Lee Sin pick in behind the tanks, and that's really your only chance at killing things. Look at it, this is the outplay of the year. Look at that, Kalista is not broken, .jpg. And then this is what I mean about tanks. Tanks are so strong at the moment. There's 3 tanks in front of that Corki. He cannot even look at that back line. There's nothing he can do. There's a really good ult flash. Yeah, they just come for the clean up here. Well played Origin. Really good fight. So what happened there was, I mean, an outplay first. But what people won't look at is the draft. People will go, oh my god, what an amazing play. But you need to understand why he was A, able to make that play, and B, how he was then in the position to win the fight. Because if Origin didn't have a tanky frontline, the Corki would have started ripping them to shreds, because Corki's not actually that far behind. You're in a Corki power spike at the moment. So I mean, it's a really good flash here. The Shen's coming in. It's a really good flash to get away, and he starts darting about. That's a really good outplay, but it's 3v1 at the moment, and if the tanks aren't coming in here, it's actually 4v1, and now it's 4v4. Now, if the Corki is allowed to go and wipe up, you know, a couple of squishies there, that would have been dunzo, especially with Fox coming in. So, I mean, people will look at that and say, oh my god, he carried them, but he was put in a position to carry by A, the draft, B, the vision, and C, the teamwork that allowed him to do that. So it's kind of, you know, hidden carries on this team are definitely the tank front line, allowing the Kalista to shine. But of course he'll probably get MVP or something, knowing Riot. He made a flashy play that people tweeted about. He gets the MVP. So they're just looking to use the Baron here and just push down towers with their superior wave clear, their superior zoning, and their immense gold lead at 22 minutes. It's just a really well played match by this, by Origin, compared to last week especially. Like, it's a lot better of a draft, it was a lot better of an early game, it was a lot better of a, especially the jungle. The jungle was a lot better this time. I mean, this just shows the innate power of Kalista. You shut down an aggressive pick while also just keeping everyone safe and just being an extra body. Like, she's a really great pick. Like, in the current meta at the moment, with the lack of vision, the amount she gives. And there's just nothing they can do. They can't even get close. Like, the Corki's got the package, and if this was anywhere near even, I don't even think they'd be able to do anything anyway. I mean, there we go. He's got a Mana Mune, and he's got a thing, but it's too late. Like, he can't do any damage to this front line. They can just walk up and go under towers. Kalista ult. I mean, they get the Cassiopeia, but it's kind of too late at this point. This game's just done. So, yeah, the Lee Sin was a bit of a bad pick, and the Ezreal was a bad pick, but I mean, apart from the draft was pretty good. On the terms of Origin, I thought the draft was really solid. Again, I don't really agree with the Cassiopeia pick, but it's not terrible. It's not the worst. It worked well here. It's got like semi-good wave clear. It's okay. I would have preferred something with better wave clear, just in case things didn't go ahead and let your tanks scale up. And let your Kalista scale up. This is good trundle play here. Stops the backs, runs out the Baron buff, so they can't actually base with the Baron buff, the Kalista. So, yeah, they never really got to execute their wave, their team comp. Unicorns. They wanted to group up him and shove towers, but they took too much scaling and didn't really play around the Corki very well. So it was a really bad game on the side of Unicorns. And then they take away Ezreal's other blue buff, and that's just, yeah, and they get 3 dragons. 3 dragons is also very good. In terms of gold, 3 dragons gives everyone about, I think it's about 490 gold or something on the team effectively, due to the movement speed, the 5% flat movement speed, which is effectively equal to about 490 gold per person. So Power Reaver gets killed here, but it's just like this game's just done at this point. Like, this is the point in solo queue where you type /FF. I don't think Riot actually let people in the LCS actually do that. I've never seen a surrender in the LCS. So I know they do it in other regions, but just never in the LCS. I mean, they're 14k gold. I think they can just walk up to this tower now. But they've got the zone to do it. They've got a Tam Kench, and they've got a Rek'Sai, and they've got an Alistar, and you know they've got the poison, and they've got, you know, it's just, there's just nothing in the Unicorn's kit to deal with this, bar the Trundle and the Shen. So they just clean up the game here, and that's GG. So we'll stop that there. And then, what should we do? I will play an ad while this is doing it, and then we will go on to the next game. Right, for some reason it didn't play an ad, so let's just get back into the games. So yeah, let's just go. So Rockout here versus Elements. I think Rockout are very actually a little bit underrated. They've kind of got this kind of misfit team from people who other teams didn't do quite well because the teams weren't meshing, or the things weren't doing so well. So I think actually Rockout's a lot better than people give them credit for. So they ban away the Fiora, which was Steve's pick in last week, and the Kindred, which is just a very strong jungler. Tam Kench and Lulu being banned away by Elements. It's very strong first picks, so I think they're good bans. What will they ban away here? Elise, yeah, just Gilius's champion pool is pretty dire. I think it's good to target that. He's not the greatest jungler in the world. So what were the last campaign here? I'd say Gangplank, personally. He's just such a strong pick. If you don't ban the guy, yeah, Gangplank. 100% pick ban, Gangplank boys. And then this leaves the Rhizo, which, again, personally, I think you can counter with a decent draft. But, you know, like, people just don't seem to be playing zone with AoE layered on top of it and tanks. Like, I don't understand why. So the next couple of picks coming through will be delicious water. Let's skip this ahead a little bit, we don't need to see all this. So, oh god, they took for fucking ever doing that. So, Kalista Alistar, really good bot lane. Really good bot lane. Let's skip it forward a little bit more. It's going to take for fucking ever. Okay, these are 2 really good picks, Rek'Sai, and just good front line. Good generalness. Now this is a terrible pick at the moment. Nidalee is just not a good pick, especially with all of this. You should have taken something high tank line jungler, like a Zac or something. And then Lux, yeah, Lux is a great pick at the moment, but not when you don't know what it's against. I mean, they're guessing the Rise. I think it ends up being the Rise, but you don't know what you're picking it into, so it's really like not that great to do. You should never blind pick a Lux. Lux is a red side pick that might come through, or a blue side pick depending on what happens, if you know already what's gonna be played there. or you suss them out and you mind game them. So I think it is it Ezreal Path that's picked here? No, it's Zac, isn't it? Yeah, right, so Zac here again for Freddy, which I think is actually a good pick. He's actually got a really good finger on what to do with this Zac. His engages are really good, and he's just sussed out that tanks are fucking strong at the moment, if you pardon my French. I mean, you need a tank here from Elements to sort this all out, this whole mess. What did they end up picking again? I don't even remember. I mean, you need a big tank to deal with this mess. Shen's not tanky enough. I mean, you need like a Mundo or something here to deal with this mess. Just be a body like in front of them, in front of the Lux and the Nidalee with a poke. But Nidalee is a terrible pick. She has to snowball like ridiculously hard, or she's just useless. Especially into like that front line. That's huge. That disengage in that front line is huge. Yeah, they end up picking the Nart. Not the worst pick. Especially into the Zac, it's not the worst pick there, but I think Rockout will look to lane swap this anyway. They won't want to come up against Kalista Alistar. And Freddy's really good at lane swapping with tanks and things. He's not a chump. He's a very underrated player in my opinion. So yeah, the Lux pick. Lux is actually ridiculously strong at the moment, and a lot of people aren't picking her up on red side, which is very surprising to me. If the pick's good enough, if you leave a Rise open, people usually take it in the mid lane, and you can take a Lux last pick if you know what it's going to be. If you leave the Rise up on blue side, on red side, sorry, and let the blue side first pick it, you can usually get something pretty good as a retaliation pick, such as a Kalista or something, and then you can just play around it with a Lux or something. If you can work out what lane it's going to go to, you can either get like a free top lane or something. So they do end up putting it in the mid lane, and this kind of gives, you know, Lux a free lane, which is pretty bad at the start. But they've got a Nidalee, so I mean, she's just going to become useless at some point. I don't know if Elements actually win this game. I can't really remember who actually wins this game, but I mean, this draft is pretty. This are good. This is fucking awful, and this shouldn't have been picked when it was. But this is fucking awful. That is dire of a pick. Nidalee is just wank at the moment in the current meta. The games aren't snowbally enough as people think they are. She just needs to snowball too hard to even like get ahead. So yeah, and Rockat just have such a huge front line and a Rise behind it. The only thing that so the win conditions for Elements here are they're going to look to Siege and get a huge Lux binding off on like an Ezreal or a Rise and just completely what the fuck blow them up. That has to be the win condition here. Trundle's good zone with the Ezreal. It's going to be blue Ezreal again, blue build Ezreal. And then Zac's going to come in and just start, you know, completely like rampaging through the fight, creating enough chaos. I think Zac's a very good pick at the moment as well in the jungle, or even top lane as Freddy's showing it, but you know. And yeah, Rek'Sai again. I mean, I don't like Rise. I don't think he provides enough to the team. There's no wave clear on this team. There's a bit from Ezreal and a bit from Rise, but it's not enough. I think the Lux is a very smart pick here. It just provides everything that you'll need. You can stall out a game with a Lux, you can't with a Rise, put it that way. You always need something to fall back on in a team comp. You can't be expected for everything to always. You should always plan. You should always plan like the worst thing's going to happen. Sometimes I think. So if say for example Rise doesn't get ahead or Rise doesn't go even and Ezreal goes a little bit behind, what are you going to do when they come knocking at your door? I think you need the wave clear here. I would have gone for I wouldn't have taken the Rise, put it that way. Let Elements deal with the Rise pick. This is a good suss out by Elements, knowing that they want to lane swap, so the Ezreal trundles into a battle and matchup, which sets Rockat a little far behind, and also the top lane's a bad matchup. But Gnar should do well into Zac with his HP percentage damage. Here's 3 attack proc with percentage health damage, like we've never seen those before. So just the laning here, the somehow in some way elements are losing the initial push to an Ezreal and a Trundle. That's an achievement to lose that. Okay, I don't think Rek'Sai should take Grasp of the Undying. I think Rek'Sai should take the scaling one from the Siege thing. I think it's a very strong thing for the jungles. That's a really good level 3 gank on an immobile carry, gets the rise ahead, and of course Nidalee is nowhere to be seen. Because Nidalee is a shit champion. Works in solo queue, will never work in competitive ever again, unless like there's some meta or she's overpowered. People just know how to play around it now. There's a lot of denial for the Lux, but the Lux being Lux. This is what I'm talking about. Like if this was the other way around, Ryze would be completely out of the game. This is the other way around, so Lux can actually come back into the game with their immense wave clear and epic potential. So Ezreal's losing on CS, but pushed him into tower. Work that one out. And Na is behind on CS. How does? Oh, he had to teleport. Did he get like 1v1 nearly or something? That's ridiculous. Alright, maybe Zach's stronger than people give it credit for, and Freddy's an absolute genius. Like, I think the Zach pick's good, but into Na, I thought he'd just get bullied about, but maybe, you know, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just what Nidalee does. Nidalee farms, and that's why Nidalee's bad. Provides absolutely, she has to like just stomp or she's shit. And also, I mean, Gilius isn't the most prolific jungler ever. I think he's better than people give him credit for, but he's still not great. So Rek'Sai's looking for another gank, because Rek'Sai is Rek'Sai, and she is a great jungler. Meganar. They're just pushing people into stuff at the moment. Giving this is a really smart thing to do, especially on a shit mid laner like this. Giving like delaying your first blue buff and giving it to the Ryze is a really smart thing to do. Keeps him in lane, keeps him doing good things, keeps him stacking his tier. He doesn't have a tier, but he will do soon. It's a very smart thing to do. So somehow Freddy's gone even with a Na, which is baffling to me. Let me see the innate power of the Callista getting shoved in. I don't know, this Callista's getting shoved in by fucking Ezreal. That's like, I don't know. That's pretty spectacular. I think that's an achievement for that to happen. Like Ezreal just has to burn all his mana pool, but for some reason he's managed to keep a Callista shoved in. So Nidalee doing things by farming harder, and somehow still behind a Rek'Sai who's got a kill and a gank. That's quite surprising. And Nidalee got free farm in mid lane as well. That's just bad. It's bad jungling. So I mean, Zach's goal here is just to get big, and Na's just looking to farm as well. It's just standard top lane. Everyone's just looking to farm at the moment. And this is what Lux does, but she just burned way too much mana doing that. All she has is a Doran's ring. She's getting zoned off creeps now. She could have farmed a little bit. That's a really bad thing to do. You just say, look, this nerd's over here. You don't do anything about it. It's a good trundle pillar that into the airwax gank. That was a weird interaction with Rek'Sai there. I've never seen that before. That was a good gank, but Alistar's peel was just too heavy. So getting zoned, so you gotta take them Krugs, boy. Can't get them Krugs, boy. Oh no, she's taking your things, Ryze. Oh no. Yeah, I expect that. It's a Nidalee. Nidalee's just gonna look to farm. And it's still somehow behind a bloody Rek'Sai, who ganked like 3 lanes and has like more farm. That's baffling. I don't even understand how that happens. So Ilias just looking to farm more because he's playing Nidalee, and Nidalee's terrible. I mean, you're playing a high impact jungler and you can't make impact in any lanes. GG, why did you pick Nidalee? Like, the only lane you can really gank here is the mid lane, but they know this, so they've put pressure on mid lane early, and now you're just farming. Like, this is the innate problem with this sort of thing. They're going to take the blue away here. They're going to look to do that, which is a very smart thing. Can they get it? That's really good. That's very good. And they take away the small ones as well. Well done, Rockout. That's a very smart play. Good map awareness, good vision. And that's why Rek'Sai is a beast in the jungle. So Lux just looking to farm here, but she's going to get absolutely blown up. No, she's not. It's not bad. Rice just has a tier and Swifties, so he's not going to be able to do much. I always think elements make people look Spanish. Il Steve. So, I mean, I can't remember who wins this game, but I think Rockout should win this. Like, unless they misplay this or get picked off really amazingly. This is smart by Rek'Sai, just getting in Nidalee's shit and making her stay in the jungle. It's very good jungling this by Airwax. So, the dragon's up, and elements should probably, if they're looking to siege, they should be taking this dragon, because you need to get that second, is it second dragon buff? You definitely need the third one, but it might be the second one. That does damage to things, to towers. We're back to standard lanes, but you need to take this now. You can't really gank this lane, unless something goes cataclysmically wrong, and it does, okay. Yeah. Nidalee damage is unreal, but that shouldn't have happened. That was a good gank. With a counter gank? No, because it's Rek'Sai. So that was a really good gank by elements. Everyone was on the same ball, but I still think they should have taken the because they're not really getting anything off of it bar a few bits of gold, and both the top laners burning their teleport. So I think like taking the dragon there was a better option. You had them shoved into the tower. You could have taken the with the Callista secure. You could have taken the thing. No, they're looking for a Rek'Sai gank, which they are maybe gonna get because of the Trundle pillar. Oh, that's a good pink ward over the wall. Really good pink ward. But Rise is scaling up here. This should be danger signs for elements here. The fact that the Rise is just getting absolutely huge. He's now like a master 15 CS lead, which is really scary. But I do like the Lux pick. The Lux pick is very good because it just gives them kind of a way to stall out the game, which is much needed, I think, at the moment. If you fall behind early, it stops snowballing. So, looking at what's happening, how long's left in this game? Quite a fucking while, Jesus Christ. Sorry for the language. Right, okay, so Rockout are just still looking. They've got double tier. They're just looking to scale up, but the lack of wave clear just disturbs me on Rockout. I don't like lack of wave clear at the moment. It's not good. You need wave clear to stall out games, and this is really bad positioning. But then it's all a bait. It's just a prank, bro. And then Steve can just run to his tower, being now. So they'll look to siege up this up, and they should get this tower, which will be the first one of the game, and open up the map a little bit more. God, no one's done any damage to towers. Monty Cristo would not be happy. You would want some tower damage. Freddy's going to let's just store this out here. Oh, he goes a bit too deep, but let's bounce. Damage. Sustain up. Airwax is going to come and support him a little bit. But Rice is just accumulating some massive lead in the mid lane, which is really bad for elements. But luckily enough, they can keep you at kind of an arm's length. They've got good disengaging, they've got good poke and good like kind of zone. So we'll see what happens. So, and then here comes the Lux ult to clear the wave. Ooh, that is so close. If that kills Lux, this game might be a different story than what it might be, because I didn't actually watch this game. So, yeah, right. Sorry about being a bit quiet there. That was a bit kind of ooh. Oh, they got the kill. So, didn't actually watch this game. So, I mean, it's Elements. Who watches Elements? I do apparently, but I like Rockout. I think they're very underrated actually at the moment. I like the way they play the map. They just play like good, solid League of Legends. Like, they don't do anything fancy. They just make picks on you with a scaling mid laner or something and just kill you. Like, it's good quality League of Legends. So looking to take another blue buff away here, another one, and give it to the Rise just so he can continue scaling. It's double scaling, double laners, yeah. But the Lux here, like, if this was a... Let's say they picked Kassadin or something into this matchup, right? Let's just hypothetically say they picked Kassadin. Then they'd have no way back into this game, Elements. Absolutely none. One sec. But the fact they've got the Lux means that they can just stall out. Because they've got the Kalista as well, so they can just stall out this game, and they can just look to hopefully come back into it with a good Gnar pick, and they're scaling. Like, of course they've got the Rise on the other side, but I mean, the team can only ever get so tanky. I mean, it's really hard to do, but if you've got Lux wave clear, you can actually just stall out for about a year and a half. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Lux game go for a year and a half. She's kind of like the new Ziggs in that respect. So they took a good tower there, Elements, good free tower. Now they're just looking to disengage this. But here comes the big Zac. Now they're looking to get the at least get a kill on the back end of it. Now, and Gnar comes up big here. They could actually get more, but here comes the Rise, which is the big important thing. But the Lux is also coming in, and they're two grouped up for this. Boom, that's the power of Lux. That is Lux in a nutshell. And this is why this is actually a really bad fight by Rockout. They leave their AD carry out to dry, and they don't watch the Lux coming in from the top, so it's poor vision control around the fight area, and it's really poor. It's really poor timing for the fight as well, because they're not actually in a position to fight against a Kalista and Lux and Gnar niddly mid game. So I just think Rockout should have backed away there. They shouldn't have forced that fight. They should have let the tower go. But they just don't have the wave clear to stall out a game, which is a real problem. This dragon should have gone years ago, in my opinion. It's too late. 50 minutes for that dragon's too late, considering the bottom map pressure. So, I mean, they're just going to look to kite around. They've got some tank killing by Kalista, which is why Kalista's just such a great pick at the moment. And yeah, they just completely leave they go after the things, but they just completely leave Gnar to die. There's a lot of miscommunication there, and then they're grouped up too much. It's now a 4v3. They should not be fighting this at all, because that's going to happen, and the Lux laser comes in. And then they get picked off. So now they're just going to look to shove in towers if I was Elements here. I mean, I do like the Elements draft, I just don't like Nidalee. Like, I think Nidalee is like one of these kind of, don't worry guys, I got this sort of champions, like Yi and things. Just, it's so kind of like, I'm going to leave you guys alone, please don't feed while I get absolutely huge and solo queue, and that's just bad, in my opinion. So, I mean, Elements have the... Yeah, now Lux is starting to scale and she can just start... I don't like the Abyssal Scepter on Lux here. I think that's a really bad item. because you're not going to be anywhere close to using the passive, which really reduces the gold effectiveness. The passive is really strong in terms of gold usage. I can see why she bought it for the AP and the MR, but I don't agree with the purchase at all. So here, like, Na's getting really big and can just 1v1 the Zac, which is really bad, but here comes the, that's why you should always clear Rek'Sai tunnels. Na's just going to go huge in a second. So, what's going to happen here? So they're just looking to siege up towers now, Elements. They've got better siege and they've got more wave clear, so they can just do that. This game is really slow. Why is this game so slow? I feel like fast forwarding it, but I'm a professional. So, yeah, Ryze just keeps needing. So this is the problem with Ryze. If you pick something that can like zone him and kill him, you can just, you know, you can just beat him out in that respect. So I mean, Ryze is just still looking to scale here, and this is part of the problem. They're falling behind, they've got no wave clear, and Ryze is still scaling. Trying to think of things to say. I don't know, I could talk about, I'm going to have a new video out soon. There's nothing really going on. Going to have a new video out soon, so stay tuned for that. Please like, subscribe, watch my other videos, really helps. I'm looking to do these live streams during the week with the LCK, NA and EU games, so I'll just be doing those from time to time, so stay tuned if you enjoy this sort of thing. Try and catch me during the day when I stream these. Don't really have time in the evenings usually to do them, so I usually do them during the day. But what else? Yeah, finally going into the mid lane. Took them long enough. Should have done this a while ago. This game's like 20 minutes into the game and they're just thinking, oh, maybe we should route mid lane. Like, yeah. Against low wave clear comps, well, that's a really smart thing to do. I'm actually looking to pressure the barrier here, maybe without a tier 1 up. That's... oh, this game is really bad. I think Roccat did the right things in their draft, and they did the, well, apart from the lack of wave clear. Again, Ryze, no. This is a really good gank here. Get the Ryze ahead, room prison the thing up. That's a really good gank, but it just means there's nothing in mid. There's no one in mid to defend things, or at least top, which gives the Kalista free time. Kalista's now 30 CS up on a lane opponent. The Ryze is still ahead, but the Kalista's really far ahead, and the Kalista can rip through the main component of the Roccat team with the Zac and the Zac and the wave clear and stuff. So they get rid of these ghosts here. Yeah, take that, ghosts. I mean, Elements are just looking to wave clear and get a good pick. I mean, the luck, yeah, that tower's still at 50% health, but the other one's still up, which just surprises me with their siege comp. Looking to take away the blue buff yet again. And it goes over to Arax. Good rotation to take that. Rock out with that nice blue buff, blue. The nice pink ward in the bush there. So this game goes on for a really long time, I think. Yeah, it's like 35-minute game or something, which I know doesn't sound long, but I mean, yeah. So, I mean, what is there to say? What is there to say? Both teams are just... I'm waiting for something to happen, to be honest. Why they haven't taken mid lane already is just beyond me. They're finally like getting some... oh no, but here come Roccat. Oh no. Ugh. They're taking a dragon, and it's... oh no. This is bad League of Legends. This makes me a bit sad. So yeah, I mean they're just looking to split push all the time, both teams, and they're just shoving each other back, and no one's taking the initiative to take mid lane. And Steve's just completely overextended here. Now it's really bad. Steve, can he get away from this, or is he just gonna buy more time? No, and the Rise is just getting more and more ahead. But again, there's no wave clear for the Rise. So what's the Rise gonna do? So the Lux is just looking for a pick here. Wave clear, get a pick. The Calista should move up to top lane and do what they've been doing the whole time. I mean, they shouldn't. They should have mid tier tower down, especially with the Nidalee Lux siege, but they don't for some reason. In fact, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that Rockat's going to get this tower? Are you... No! Oh no, someone could have gone mid tier 1 and no one's got it. This is amazing. How does this even happen? So, sorry, this game, I thought this game was a lot better. I read some of the stuff on Reddit and I can't remember who won, but like, what people said, it was a lot better of a game, but then again, you should never trust what Reddit says about games, because people just, they like spectacle, they don't like actual good League of Legends play. They like a good 50-50 game instead of a 50 kills instead of a a good like 3-3 and then perfect rotations and towers. Because it's more of an entertainment, it's more of a gladiatorial arena then, and it's not actually people aren't getting better, it's just a clown fiesta. So are they finally going to take this tower? Are you kidding me? Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Elements. Oh no, here comes the gank. But he's too far in and the team's not there with him. So that Rek'Sai gank was a bit too it was at the right time, but the team wasn't on the ball. This Zac play was okay until it wasn't and got disengaged. So Elements disengage is pretty strong, but then that is a brilliant fucking Alistar WQ. That is fantastic, and it just keeps the fight going, and they should watch out for the Rise on the split side. Here comes the Calista. Can she do it? The blobs though. Kill all the blobs, do it. And they got the Zac. And now they can finally take a tier 1. Oh my god, that 25 minutes into the game with a Nidalee, Calista and Lux, and you take a tier 1 tower, that is an achievement. Just give them the trophy now, they're too good. Like, they're too good. So, yeah, here we go. Taking up their stuff. Go back to farming that jungle. Are they going to sneak Baron here? Are they legitimately going to sneak Baron? This is a really good fight. This is a really bad fight for Rocket. Like, executed a really good fight for what do you call them? Elements. Really good use of their comp, like kiting backwards, using the zone control. In fact, they actually use their own Trundle Pillar zone control. The Rise should really do more in this fight, but he's just so zoned. And it's a really good front line by Elements. So they're just looking to maintain vision control now, Rocket. They need to get objective control. They've got actually no dragons, Elements of both the dragons, okay. That to me should be a win condition here, but they're not even going for it. Yeah, what's there to say about this game? It's pretty bad. So, and again, wave clear, how they... this game, really good blue control from Rocket, but it's all going to come to nothing, I feel like. The Lux can just wave clear for like free. I don't like this Lux build. Lux needs CDR. Like, she's one of the most CDR reliant champions in the game. I really don't like it. It's not great. So, gonna look to I'm gonna look to try and get Baron here, but they're just, yeah. This is just a clown fiesta game. I'm waiting for Lux to get some stupid pick off on the Ezreal, like some random Q. And then you can just siege here. This is just a great zone. Oh my god, did I call it? I called that. Yeah, I can see that coming a mile off. That's what Lux does. Now they can just siege mid, or they can go for Baron. But I would siege mid, but they're not going to siege mid. They have a they're going for the Baron. Oh, they have no wave clear on the side of Rocket, and they're going for a Baron. This game is making me a little bit depressed. I think this is a perfect example, guys, of games where like how not to play your siege comp. If you ever want to learn how not to play a siege comp, why did he not jump in there? You had the backline all to aim for and you didn't jump in. That's a really good jump in now though, actually. Saying that, I actually eat crow right there. That was a really good jump in. Unfortunately it was a bit too late. But that's what Rek'Sai does. Rek'Sai is just a front line along with the Trundle. Sue. I mean, the dragon's up. No one's gone for that. This is just like, this is so bad, this game. I don't know how casters do this. I'd just be like, sit there and go, oh, screw it, you guys are just all bad. I mean, it must be fun being a Chinese caster, because you just get to like do play-by-plays every 3 seconds, because they're just like going for everything. It's the same with NA. NA is just a complete, I know, but I don't know, like, NA games are like this, and how do you stay sane being an NA fan? Like, I watched the odd NA game, and it's just like, I watched 3 today that I'd never seen, and it's just really bad. But boom, look at that, bottom left, that is a Lux laser beam, and that's why Lux is good. She is really strong with Thunderlords. Because her Q auto counts as 3 attacks for the Thunderlords proc to occur. So you do 2 actions and get a 3rd hit, which gives you the Thunderlords proc, which makes your trades even stronger. But you need to be careful when picking her, because she's a bit too strong. She can be absolutely nullified, which is why I was really scared that Rocket didn't go for something that just shits on a Lux, like a Z or something. So Element, like, both teams are just looking for fights, and Rocket's okay to do that because of the lack of wave clear, but Element should not be looking, they should just kite and siege, and they're not. And they get the rise, that's really good. But the Nars just, yeah. Are they gonna go for the Baron now? Yeah, they have vision, they should go for this. Oh, what? Oh. This game is a really bad game. I guess it's good to look over mistakes. Like, this is just how not to play a siege comp. They're not sieging towers, put it that way. Like, they're a siege comp that's just not sieging towers. It's like being a pit comp that tries to disengage. It's just completely backwards. So, one second, just grab something here. Oh, nothing absolutely of any interest is going on. I mean, if we talk about the vision here, I don't know if we can even talk about the vision. I mean, that blue ward's been there for a year and a day, even though they've got, sorry, the pink ward by Rocket, I think it's still there, the one in the blue buff, yet they're still wondering how they managed to get so many things. You should always check your back bushes with blue wards. Never really blue ward ahead of you, always try and have a line of wards in your defense, because they last forever there. So I mean, they're finally sieging. This is what I mean. Like, it takes a Baron buff for a siege comp to siege. This is depressing. And if you're getting siege, you should always put pink wards in your base around the things to spot out the ones the towers don't get, so you can try and flank. A lot of people seem to forget that. So I mean, there's just Lux E under the tower do it, and then you get to clear the wave and create zone, and they're doing absolutely nothing, but they're going to bot lane. But the top lane is pushing, which means they've got bad side wave management. This is just... who's going to win this game? I have no idea. Elements should win this. I mean, they've got a siege comp and Baron. You just split the base open, and they've got no wave clear. How are you not wave clearing this game? Now put the Luxie underneath the tower. No, you're not going to do that. Why are you not going to do that? Why are you not doing that? Oh my god, use your E. This is so dependent. Oh my god, they're going to get the Alistar. Is this the comeback of the gods? Good Trundle pillar there. This is what I was talking about. They've just got no wave clear, so when they get siege, they're gone. But elements are just really bad using their team comp. That's really good. Yeah, Lux getting another pick. They get absolutely no one. Okay. And now they're all going to base, and then they're going to do exactly the same thing again. Here we go. Just no wave clear comp versus a comp that can't siege properly. Yeah, I don't know what you guys want me to say. I'm really sorry about this one. This was a really bad game to pick, and I'm tired as well. So I should have picked the other game. I'm probably going to go to bed after this. So, I mean, I want to do the other game, but this is just making me sleepy. I'll tell you what, I'll do the pick ban for the other game, because I know the conclusion. I'll do that and then I'll go to bed, because I think that's the interesting part that a lot of people seem to miss, is actually the pick ban strategy and the general meta kind of analysis. Like, I'm not great at looking, well, I need to improve that, but I'm looking to improve my kind of general kind of analysis, so any comments about that, feedback down below. But I mean, like, I can do, you know, VOD reviews and whatnot, for you know, kind of if you want to know where they place wards and general stuff, but this is kind of, you know, a bit like a stream. You kind of watching the game with me and trying to notice things and stuff. So I mean, I'm just saying what I notice and the general kind of strategies and overarching kind of concepts that the teams are trying to pull off. So I mean, how are they getting this tower? What are elements doing? So I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to kind of provide you guys with some insight into why they should be making other decisions, or why set decisions are being made. And like, that's why maybe I don't go into kind of so much detail about certain things, and maybe go into other details that are too much into other things. But things like team comms and that in competitive are very important. Like, people don't really, I mean, you look at, I think a lot of teams muck up with their, they never really seem to get a good read on the meta, and they don't really seem to get a good kind of, a good way to pick around an opponent. I don't know if it's just the kind of the bad management or something. I don't really, maybe it's incompetent people at certain points or something. I don't really know, but I don't know, from an outside perspective, maybe it's, I don't know, it could be anything, but I really, like, I don't see scrims not being in a team, so I mean that really, this is good. That's a really good reg site kind of circle around. Looking for the Ezreal. Ezreal can finally do some damage to tanks now, so that's good. But maybe something happened in scrims that kind of, you know, made them think, you know, this is a good team comp. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I can see the inherent weaknesses, and I looked at it for 5 seconds. You know. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I really just don't. I don't understand this game. This game is it's very confusing. Why a siege team is not sieging, and why a low wave clear comp against a siege team is not getting punished to the max. To the max. That's why I'm talking like I am about general overarching strategies. I'm not actually talking about the game, because nothing of interest is ever happening. It's not like there's a nice dance going on and it's kind of all this team's kind of outplaying Envision here and stuff. It's literally just like Elements not pressing their lead and Roccat getting away with doing shit. Like, this Lux should be zoning under towers, this Lux should be picking off people. She is picking off people, but she's looking for pickoffs more than the zone. The whole reason to pick the Lux is the wave clear in the zone at the moment, and she's doing neither. So, like, I don't know what Elements are fighting here. You have, I mean, Rek'Sai's doing the right thing here, split pushing with the global. Globals are really strong at the moment for this reason, and so Roccat pick a fight, which is the smart thing to do. Get a good pick, and then you go for the Baron, because the jungler's in top lane. But it's Rek'Sai. She even got a tunnel nearby. Yeah, I think so. That's smart, putting the tunnel there. That's a really smart thing to do. But are they going to be able to burst this down? They've got a Callista. Like, yeah, that's done. Yeah. Good engage though. Really good engage, and they just clean this up. So that fight should never have got that far. For Roccat, they were a man down. Is he gonna get away? Well, okay. So that happened. Yeah, Roccat coming back into the game there. Never should have had that. They get the Baron buff and they run away. That's really big. So Freddy just tries to do what he can, run the map. If he doesn't take the Scuttle Crab here, he's a bit of a simpleton. I don't mean that in a horrible way. It's just kind of, you need to get the Scuttle Crab there for the dragon to set up for the vision. Is he going to do it? No, he's not. He's going to base. Okay. So. Okay, so Elements should look to siege here. So this game is making me absolutely sad. The amount of terribleness is pretty bad. It's pretty high, and I'm definitely going to do the pick and ban of the other game and then go to bed. So, Roccat, low wave clear comp not getting punished. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so Elements are farming the jungle. Oh my god. Oh, have you ever thought of seeing an analyst die on stream? This might be this. This game is so bad. Why did I pick this game? This is the problem with doing games that you haven't actually watched yourself. You know, just not to watch them. But the problem with that is I have to then watch games twice, which is a lot of time. So they get the like. This should not. Like, Elements should realise this is a win condition and take this away, and they shouldn't be allowed to get this. This is a good pickup by Roccat, but it's just poor play by Elements. A lot of this game has been not one team overpowering the other one and making a better decision. This team has been one team making the right decision when the other team has just completely switched off. Both teams should have been at that dragon, and they're not. Good use of the Ezreal ult there. People don't do that enough on Ezreal. Is you create side lane wave pushes by weakening a minion wave, which creates a slow push on one side of the wave. And the Rek'Sai split push is real, and this should be punished so hard. You should just engage now. You should just flash engage. But instead they're going for the old Nararuni, but he gets the tower anyway. This is so late. They should expect this and have a wall down this lane. And it's Rek'Sai. Are they going to get him? Is he going to tunnel away? He's going to get a tunnel. He's going to get knocked up. No, he gets away. Okay. And they brought everyone over to do that, which means they've lost complete map control, and the game's going to go on for another 5-10 minutes, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh no. 43 minutes. Why did I not check the length of this game? It's even a low kill game. It's not like it's been like a clown fiesta with kills. No one looking in bushes either. You smart, you loyal. Buy your whole family houses without fucking 15 gold. Sorry if I sound really sarcastic if anyone's listening. Yeah. This game has made me lose all faith in EU. No, it hasn't. The Fnatic game was really good today. I thought that was well played, and I thought the Origin game that I did earlier was a really, really good game for Origin. But this is just, I usually avoid doing Elements games. I didn't do it last week, and I kind of regret doing it this week. I don't think, unless Elements play someone good, I don't like doing stomps. I like doing well played games so people can kind of see why they're well played. But this is just, yeah, that should tell you everything. That Siege comp with a Baron got 649 gold from a Baron. They even had the Baron, and then they sent him top lane, didn't they? Oh my god. Good. Oh. Okay. So they should look to fight here. This is a really good pick. Are they going to kill him, or is he going to get away? Oh, why did he go in before popping his ult? Oh, that's so bad. That's such a misplay. You shouldn't pop the ult and then list it out. That's just miscommunication. Here comes the Gnar in the jungle. Very dangerous thing. Nope. Everyone's going to walk away. I really hope Roccat get this, so I just don't have to ever, so I can never do an Elements game again. Elements are so bad. It's like having a car and then, I don't know, deciding that you're going to like walk to everywhere that's like in drivable distance, but not in walking. I don't even know, I'm so tired. This is a terrible game. It's absolutely awful. So what's going to happen here? Who's going to win this game? I actually have no idea who wins this game. And it could be either of them, because they're both as bad as each other. Roccat management should have a look at their drafting team and their analysts for their drafting team, because it's a really bad draft. It's a good read on the meta within a bad, like, Ryze flex pick. I just don't think the Ryze is as strong as people seem to think it is. Yeah, it's got 7 kills, but it's a Ryze, like, it's a Ryze in the late game. I mean, of course it's going to have 7 kills at this point, but the problem is it just, you lose so much in terms of the overall kind of what's strong in the meta at the moment. So, Elements looking to get the Baron. Spooky ghosts, everyone runs away. Ezreal gets a blue buff. Oh, hello. Is something going to happen? Oh, that's Nidalee chunked out. Which means everyone's going to run away, but the game's nearly over, I think, so what's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Oh my god, what is this game? I think this should be an educational game for anyone playing League of Legends. You're just starting out, it's like how to not play League of Legends. I'm not saying like I can mechanically play much better, but you can just see from like anyone can see that this game is completely terrible. Like no one's even making a kind of a thing, and they're in the. Okay, so where's the Nar's TP'd in, the Nar's got right. So there's a turn and kill the Nar here, but the Alistar comes in, and it's too tanky to get through. There's a really bad Luxol. The only people they've got down are the tanks, so who can kill the front line faster? They've got a Kalista, they've got an Ezreal. It's gonna be... Oh my god, it's Elements. Oh my god, it's Elements. Okay. Wow, that fight went on long enough for the Kalista and make everyone think that, like, that was a good fight. It was a bad fight. It was a really bad fight. Wow. And then, why is Trundle got rid of his sweeper? What are you doing? What is this game? Is this the end? This is the end. Right, thank God for that. I'm gonna play a little advert. And no one's talked in chat, of course. Right, anyway, okay, so play an advert, and then I'm going to do the pick and fan last game, and then I'm going to go to bed. Don't know if he's even doing it. Let's have a look. Is he even doing it? No. So look, let's just do the pick and pan. Let's go to bed. So pick and pan, 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 pick and pan. Okay, now this is a pick and pan starts quite early. So Trundle. I think there's better bands. Gangplank, Quinn. Okay, maybe they fixed something here. That's questionable. Well, he's questionable. Fury's good ban. Fury's good into this, but there's other things here you can ban. This is... Yeah, no. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I agree with this. Tomato Canyon, you should do better than this. And Lulu. Lulu's good ban. This leaves up this. That's really good. Spice have a little Tamfench, but it does leave the graves open, and this is what I mean. Like, why are you banning Trundle when you can like take graves away or Kalista? Like, there's so much better bans at the moment. These just like you just pick Misfortune and shatter them around towers. Like, so I mean, yeah, they're good pickups there. Release and Alistar, good pickups. Morgana being picked up, which is it's okay. It's good into Tamkench. It's kind of you can lock him down. It's good into Alistar. It's okay into Elise. Yeah, I agree with the Morgana here, but it's going to give you a low front line, which is the problem. I would not take Elise in here. Take a Rek'Sai. Have a front line. Oh god, they took Elise in. Okay. This is gonna have to... I think they do end up winning, but that's just because Splice are playing really badly for some reason. Okay. So I mean, they're looking for the double eight. Well, you now know it's a jungle Graves, which gives the whole flex thing a whole like yeah. So you now know it's going to be top Graves with jungle Lee Sin. You're just waiting for the mid lane pick. Like, you don't need to flex. You don't need to hold your mid lane pick back when you've got a Victor. Just saying. Or you pick your safe mid laner here and then you go for... Yeah, I don't know. You're so much AD damage as well. I mean, they probably... Did they pick... So they got top thing. What the hell? Okay, well, apparently this is the draft that just came up for some reason. I don't know why. LoL event VODs. That was weird. Okay, so they end up picking... Okay, here we go. So they end up picking the Corki and the Twisted Fate. I like the Twisted Fate with the map presence from the Temkench as well. I like that. And the Corki gives good wave clear. The only problem is they're kind of lacking in late game damage. But it's okay. Like, it's not the worst. I've seen a lot worse drafts. And the last pick is... What is the last pick? It's Heimerdinger, no it's not, it's an Ari. So that rounds out the magic comp, but I mean you're just looking for a low, like this is double AD comp with a low tank line. I don't understand this. This should get beaten by this. This is yeah. I think if you go for another tank in the jungle here, you go for a Rek'Sai, you just out tank them, and that's really bad that they don't do that. So I don't like the Elise so much actually now that I think about it. If you know that they're going for the Graves, the bans are questionable, I don't like that. Anyway, I think Vitality end up winning it because they're better team. And that is the end of the stream, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please keep doing what you do, subscribe, do everything, and have a good evening and a good night and a good day and whatever. Bye bye.